Hello, everyone, and welcome to Duel On number 9. I am Calliope Thorne, joined here with my co-host.
Yo, what's up? And we are going to head into this very soon. We're starting with Double Gemini here, which is honestly a pretty interesting map to start off on.
Oh, no. Although it might be a little bit of a delay, we might need a different person to host, seeing as how the current host does not have Double Gemini.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
It is... Oh, goodness. What level do you unlock that at again? It takes a little while. It's one of the later stages to unlock. It's... The last one you unlock is box seats, then before that it's River Drift, and then before that it's Double Gemini.
Yeah, I think I have Double Gemini, but I don't know if I have River Drift. I know that I played Tableturf before actually playing the single player, and so past a certain point I got stuck. But I think at this point I finished the single player, so I could probably come back in.
Yeah,
and get those maps.
That's actually funny. I did that too. Although I played single player, I think, before playing Tableturf, but I didn't beat single player before really getting into Tableturf. For those who don't know, you aren't able to face the opponents like Callie, Marie, and Cuttlefish until you finish the single player campaign.
And Fry and Shiver and Big Man. I think you unlock Fry, Shiver, and Big Man after their boss fights.
Oh, that's true.
The funny thing is, the reason why I was delaying everything so much on finishing the single player is because I'm making a YouTube series on it. But I actually, I finished the single player at this point, and I have the video pretty much all edited up, but I still need to just, finish it up, and I also am going to split it into 2 parts. And I've just been procrastinating on doing that because I've already finished the single player. So I don't have motivation to actually finish the video now, because I finished it. But I do want to do After Alterna, and I want to do that in a video. But I don't want to do that video until I finish editing it. I gotta edit it up.
Yeah, absolutely valid. I am not going to give you any criticism there. I have a lot of VODs to upload myself.
Yep, but it looks like I think we're gonna get into this fairly soon.
We just need the right person to be the host.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like they do have the right maps. They have all the maps. So that's a good thing.
Yes. Double Gemini also selected. Timer set.
Looking at the boxcar thing, is that what it's called? Do people ever play that? Is that map as much of a meme as it looks like?
Box seats is kind of... Yeah, it's a little bit of a meme. I wouldn't say it's a meme as much as it is just people... You have to have... For most decks, you need to try and build the deck around the kind of stage that it's going to go on. But for box seats, it is prohibitively different. It is just way too small. As opposed to Double Gemini. Yes. But
either way, it looks like we're starting right into this. And we already have a clash in mid, and that's the second turn, I think. And so it's a game of whether or not you can wall here, and how much space you can protect.
Yeah. One thing about Double Gemini is that because it's so big, you have a lot more freedom to run a lot of big cards in your deck, and therefore these battles at mid develop quite early on. Ooh, but that Forge is going to block the ballpoint and break through it as well.
That is really bad for Freezer here. And past a certain point, once that happens, you just have to say, okay, there's no hope of me walling you off anymore.
Exactly.
So I'm just going to take your base.
Exactly. That Steelhead will go right into Ilias's territory and build special.
Immediately they're going to double back on themselves, knowing that Ilias is going to potentially try to wall them off, but no! Ilias keeps going for the space.
That was an interesting clash because that gray block doesn't really do much but create a clump right there in around Freezer's spawn.
Yeah, there's like an entire Splattershot Junior's worth of special points touching each other there.
Exactly. And it's
And you see, Freezer's actually where to wall is a very big question here, and it looks like they managed to take just the right amount of space, managing to wall off their opponent completely, but also not taking it too far back. There's very much a balance to be had there.
Unfortunately, no real way to keep up the offense on their own, or of their own, rather.
Yeah, it's a little bit awkward here. Yeah, you can see that Dude did indeed, they did manage to block that off, and so Freezer's kind of in a tricky spot here, because they don't have a whole lot of space to work with on their side of the map.
Yeah.
So you really have to work on painting efficiently.
They can get a lot of special if there's still space for a Splatana. Oh, and there will still be space for that Splatana wiper. So that can build 2 special, and then with that much special, the captain could do a big point swing and then still have enough special left over for the which one is that again? That's the
That's the 3 jet, right?
Yes. Thank you.
And yeah, going into these final 3 turns, things are going to get just a little bit dicey. Because Freezer is very much behind, but they also have so many special points that they might be able to make that play. And it looks like they're going to use their angle shooter to set up their special to get the special point pretty
that
deep in
won't
there.
work. That won't do it, though. So now, I guess they just are not at all planning on using the captain to special.
Yeah, do they... Oh, yeah, they don't have enough for the captain. That might have been a misplay on their part. I'm not sure... I think they are just going for
I didn't
that
see what
last switch for paint.
I didn't see what the last card in their deck is. It's very possible that they have like a 15 block card or something. That they're just...
Ah, there it is.
Oh, the mothership. Well, that's not too much better than your inkjet, is it? At the it would depend on positioning, though I do think the inkjet has perfect placement here. Not that
It is very close to perfect placement at the very least.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I guess you would consider the mothership at this point.
But I think it's a little bit too late. I think you just past a certain point, you have to commit to placing it, because that's nearly perfect placement.
That's true. Ooh, and it's only going up against the Splatana Stamper, but with as much point lead as iliasDUDE already had. Yes, iliasDUDE will still win by 3 points.
That was, if they had played the captain there at the end, they might have been able to win that. And by the looks of it, I'm not quite sure they realized they didn't have enough to play that captain.
Yeah, I wonder too if they thought they were building special there.
But it does look like we're headed onto Main Street at this point, which is... it's the most basic map in the game, right? Like,
it is a deceptively big map. It's like it's like Hagglefish, where if you look at it, it is just a straight line, but when you actually play on it, there are kind of sort of flank routes just by matter of fact of it being so wide. The widest cards in Tableturf are only 7 blocks wide, and Main Street is 9 blocks wide, so it is impossible to completely block it off like you can with, say, something like River Drift or X Marks the Garden.
Yeah, that's fair. That I never really thought about that. You have to use 2 moves to block it off if you really want to.
Exactly.
But past that point, it's...
That said, with a captain opening, Ilias has a chance to do just that. Freezer's gonna have to do something really... I don't know how... They can really only reach 5 in. Yeah, that would have been enough. It would have overlaid the Marigold a little bit, but I think playing defensively for Freezer is a safe bet.
But that they did play defensively a little bit far back. Like, it does seem like at this point in time, Freezer does have more space. But that might change because their Crackdown just managed to break through their line of defense, and so that's actually going to put Freezer on kind of a weird spot to try and block that out.
I do like this splat roller, though. And it's going to create a chum space of gray blocks.
And that's a really awkward situation because there's just one single tile that's just poking through there. And who knows, you can block it off like that, but if they have like a Splatoon stamper or something, that's just going to go straight through.
It is, and honestly, I suspect that Freezer wasn't so concerned about the trying to block as much as just building that special point and getting special off of it, and
yeah, that's fair.
There. And now setting up. Oh, although that's not too bad. That will still build, or at least work towards building special for the block there from the mothership.
This is really interesting. Instead of opting to block them off, they're pretty much opting to play for efficient paint here. So while Ilias does have a lot of space here, they're not getting a whole lot of paint out of it. They managed to get way into Freezer's base, but then they're not getting much value.
Oh, that's a fair play. I don't understand why they're not going to rotate the... I understand that they want to have an offensive position, but they... Oh, okay. That is a much better
that works too.
position.
Yeah, that's actually...
I was going to say that the one block was already further ahead, and therefore it didn't make as much sense to place a block that was further back. But this one is both further ahead than that block and not covered by any of Freezer's own blue blocks.
Mm-hmm. And so, while it does look... Ilias does have more turf on the ground right now, but Freezer has a lot of special points at their disposal. And if they can use it effectively, then they can definitely turn this around.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I like this angle shooter placement much better. I know you are sitting very pretty on special points right now, Freezer, but you do still want to try and save as many of them as you can.
Oh, that's a really interesting special placement there.
Indeed. Continuing to build more special, I'm thinking now they're going to go with that angle shooter placement and into Inkjet.
But they don't have enough special points if they don't place it like that. But they are. It looks like they are going to place it in order to charge its special point.
They have to place it like that. There's no other option at this point in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
That said, this is still a good. This still is a good play because that will help shift the points at least a little bit. Oh, especially if Ilias is playing a burst bomb. That doesn't just shift points, that gives Freezer the lead.
Yeah, and then with the Inkjet coming out here,
if you can get a good enough placement on that, and that's pretty decent, there's very little that Ilias can do.
Yeah, I think there's the game.
It's gonna take a perfect 312 from Ilias, and that's not it. That's a pass.
Ooh, the pass.
Oh no! Did Ilias perhaps think there was another turn?
I think they could have used that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Either they thought there was going to be another turn, they passed it to try and build special, or potentially they tried to special with it and accidentally hit the pass button instead.
Ooh, yeah, that could have been.
That said, if it was the situation where they tried to special with it and pass instead, they actually kind of still wouldn't have won anyway. And eight blocks would not have been enough to shift the point swing there, unless they had exactly overlaid the Inkjet, and I just do not see that happening. That said,
yeah, on the lakefront property, this map I'm not familiar with Tableturf, but this map definitely seems like a gimmick for some sense of the word.
I wish there was a stage in actual Splatoon that was this. It would be so cool. Just imagine like a tower right in the middle of the stage that is like maybe you could paint around it, but you just can't traverse it.
Oh, that would be cursed.
I would love it. I would love it. Are you kidding?
That's like a circular triggerfish. That is extraordinarily cursed. That would be super funny.
I mean, it'd be... As far as the silly meme stages from Splatoon go, I feel like that one would be a little bit fair.
Yeah.
Because look at how it plays here on Tableturf. It leads to some very interesting situations, especially here when you're able to pierce past your defenses, your opponent's defenses. Twice so.
I don't know if there's a term for this, but I've experienced this so much. It's kind of just like a walling loop, where you try to wall someone and then they break through your wall, and then your next wall that you try to do, they break through that too. And it can be disastrous.
Yeah, it is the Tableturf equivalent of getting staggered.
That does make sense. That is a very good metaphor for it, I think.
Yeah, it's just generally... Okay, I like this as splasher placement. I think Freezer's starting to learn. You need to, if you're going to block things off, you need to play a little bit further back than that. You can't just rush right up against your enemy. Otherwise, at best, you're going to get a trade.
And okay, that's interesting. It was kind of read their bluff there, knowing that they weren't going to wall them off, and so they just opted to take some space on their spawn. So I think it's a very good play.
That was a very good play, though I will have to say it's not punishing Freezer too much, because Freezer still has access to all of the contested territory.
And also there is a possible chance for Freezer to slip through here if they get the right card in their hand. But the chance is slowly diminishing, but that was a very nice bomb placement. That was very satisfying.
This big shot will still be able to...
Oh, wow.
I see. Wow. Okay, so that... While that doesn't really... you know... Ilias...
Really interesting play here.
Oh yeah, that's going to build some special for Ilias, but... Okay, and then Ilias is going to take their last remaining bit of territory that is easily accessible at any rate.
Yeah, and then here we can see... Oh, that's going to be 2 more special points, easily.
That will allow a Mr. Coco.
And that could turn it around here. The lead is in Ilias's favor, but only by about 15 points. And that Mr. Coco, you could place that in optimally and turn the game around here.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's almost the exact opposite of how things were. Ilias needs their own really big card to special. They can't use a 3-12 on this turn.
Oh, yeah. Look at all of those special points.
Yeah, Ilias can, if Ilias has the big card in their deck. But we saw they played Marigold already. Oh, and it's going to be a heavy Splatling. That's only 12 cards.
Oh,
12 blocks. That's the same as a special card.
That's got to be it for Freezer, right?
No! Only by 2 points. Only by 2 points.
Very, very close set there.
I think it came down just to placement, where the Splatling just got more blue blocks than the Mr. Coco got yellow blocks.
Yeah, a different placement of Coco probably could have made that go differently.
I'm not sure. I don't know if there was a more optimal position.
That's a really close set there. But I do believe that is going to be... That's set, and I think we are going to be going on a short break while we wait for the next one.
See you all later.
Yep.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
Welcome back, everyone. We are here with AJ and Vizak, apparently, on Thunder Point, the what is considered to be the most balanced of stages for Tableturf.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. It does look like it seems like it has a lot of elements of other stages, but none of the like gimmicks of them. Like, it doesn't have the weird elements of X marks the garden.
Yeah, and it's not so completely stretched out like River Drift that it's like thin at mid. You can still play around, you know, if your opponent tries to go block mid, you know, you have a few options. And the spawns are fairly close together. Not as close as they possibly could be. If you see the Thunder Point, each side of Thunder Point is only 8 blocks wide. And the special blocks are as far away from each other as possible there.
Ooh, what just happened there?
Giving up. Did they select the wrong deck? That was the right map. I think maybe somebody selected a wrong deck, or maybe they forgot a turn timer.
Oh yeah, time limit. Looks like time limit was off.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. So in that case, you know what? AJ had a really nice starting hand. Oh, but you know what? Never mind. AJ's still going to have a nice starting hand.
They might just have a
real
really
loss
big deck here.
I imagine so. Thunder Point is a deceptively big stage. It's not like literally big. It's only like 200 and...
Oh my... Okay, I see why they have such a big deck now.
Oh, for reaching in like that? Oh yeah. But that's Valia's able to do the same thing with a much smaller card in the Octobrush.
Oh, are they gonna make the mistake?
Oh, that's actually a very good block.
Is it? I guess that makes sense. You would need something like a Splatoon to get through that.
Yeah, it's a good block on both players' parts, because there's no real good way for AJ to get into that corner except like a diagonal connection, which they're not going to focus on trying to do that with their diagonal. They're going to rather try and build up special.
Yeah, that's fair. And okay, it looks like the explosive opening, but it looks like the game has kind of settled out at this point.
That sounds about like Thunder Point. You really want to try and get in early. Although I like this small fry, that will be a good offensive position later on in the game, and it will build its special point here. If they happen to also have a splat bomb, which I doubt it because they have suction bomb. No, rotate it around. Yeah, there you go. Okay, geez, come on, AJ, you're better than that. Sorry. I've been watching these players for a little while.
Have you actually?
Yes, I've been commentating these since before like, you know, back when we were doing the simulators and stuff.
Oh, really interesting. That's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, we had little, very primitive looking simulators that we played Tableturf on because there was no actual PvP until Fresh Season.
Yeah, that's still really funny to me that people are like, no multiplayer Tableturf yet? Nah, we'll do it ourselves.
Exactly. Yo, that is literally us. We were just so chomping at the bit that we just... Ooh.
We're seeing that seal ale and immediately going for it. That is fair.
Understandable, as that is a very good spot for it. So AJ's now sitting at 5 special on turn, or well, it's the penultimate turn. Second
this is
to
a really
last.
interesting play.
Ooh, yeah. How do you do this to build 3 special?
Oh, is that what their goal is here? To build 3 special points? Oh.
Now their goal is to just build 2, which they think they're going to go with this. Oh, depending. Oh, that's huge!
Oh wow!
I was just about to say, depending on where this Booyah Bomb goes, that Power Plate Clam could overlay it, and it almost overlays the entire thing.
That is devastating. And at this point, we really just have to place the inkjet in a spot. It doesn't really matter because that was a devastating play. And look at that. They're forced to pass.
Valia only can pass. Oh, that is unfortunate because that, and AJ almost didn't do that because that was giving a special point to Valia, and that was covering up a lot of what were blue blocks. But I mean, AJ just kind of, I don't know if they just expected the 312 there, or if they were just like, you know what, I expect something from here. And 11 is probably going to be able to block it. If Valia had played like a smaller special card, that would have actually turned the game around in the exact opposite direction. It almost just goes to show that you really do want to save your 312s for the very final turn. And you want to save your captain for the very first turn. As we see here.
I really like that Shelly and Donnie around that corner. I feel like Shelly and Donnie is one of the best cards they've ever added to this game.
Shelly and Donnie is like the best 512. Honestly. Because there are the special attack cards, which are activated for only 3 special points, even though they have 12 blocks. There are still the cards that have 12 blocks and have their own special point. Those have to be played for 5. And you just are generally not getting a good rate with those. You really only want to play a card like that if it's got a good shape, like Shelly and Donnie does.
Yeah, and it looks like we're already kind of going to this is a really weird start. We have AJ who set up a really, really good wall here. Taking almost 50% of the map, which is kind of all you need to do a lot of the time. Just take a bit over 50% of the map and then paint efficiently. Yeah. But that does require getting kind of lucky with, like, because the only way to actually take 50% of a map like that is to have a bunch of big cards. And then once you've taken that, then you need the small cards to paint. So it's a matter of getting lucky with your hand a little bit there. But I don't think it's a matter of luck getting that play out there.
Interesting, going with the Tri-Slosher there.
Yeah.
Okay. I would small fry into Octostamp myself. But no, instead going to play the Octostamp a bit offensively. Trying to push in a little bit more. But that will be a big point swing going to Valia.
Yeah, that's like a 11-point lead there, looks like. And that's actually pretty big.
Ooh,
that's like an entire turn sometimes.
That small fry just built 2 special. So very, very nice.
Oh, and there's Little Judd. I also feel like Little Judd seems like a really good card as well.
Yes, though there's no real good spot for it here.
Yeah, that is a little bit unfortunate, but the Tri-Slosher is in perfectly right there.
Yes, putting the Tri-Slosher there would also set up the Little Judd and give it another spot to go. Which I'm not sure if AJ quite sees that.
Ooh, yeah, I'm not sure. And there's not much time left here. Ooh, yeah, they're just gonna go for that right here. And it looks like they're setting it up for the Suction Bomb to be able to come off that special point.
Oh, but going to go with the Dynamo Roller instead. as that's just a lot of blocks to put down. You do want to place that as far up as you possibly can, though, considering you have the vanilla Tri-Slosher rather than the Nouveau.
Yeah, for some reason, am I insane that the Tri-Slosher Nouveau is better than the V-Tri in Tableturf? Because I always feel like whenever I play the vanilla Tri, I always feel like I see situations where the Tri-Slosher Nouveau would be helpful. But that might just be.
It is not. It's not your head or a bias. What it is, it depends on deck composition.
That does make a lot of sense. I feel like the decks I run might just be more tuned to that then.
Yeah, I think that might be what it is. And I like that. Sniper placement, but they do not.
Oh, going to get that special point. I think that's actually a really good play there.
Yeah, that is fair. That is very fair, especially because Valia had to pass. Though I'm suspecting we're going to see something very big, potentially a big man or a DJ Octavio. Some manner of 17 block card. That said,
ooh,
I don't know where
coming out here.
I don't know where Valia attacks from.
Oh, that is a good point. They don't have any special placements to really go off of. That's actually true.
There's nothing super good. Oh, and they only have the Booyah Bomb. Oh, that's not it. That is not it. That's unfortunate. Because that didn't even flip very many blocks, because that was mostly empty space.
Yeah, it didn't even make a dent. That's unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate. That will be 0-2 in favor of AJ.
Yeah, that was a nice set.
That will be the set.
Well played. But yeah, don't go anywhere because we're going to be right back with the next set. Hello and welcome back to Duel On. I'm Asek, joined here by Calliope, and with all this Splatfest going on, you guys might be tired of turf, so you know what we really need? More turf war, except of the table variety. We're headed into the next set with River Drift as the first map. Now, we've talked about how this map is a little bit weird earlier on stream. Do you want to elaborate on that?
I wouldn't say it's weird, particularly because it's such a favored stage by a lot of the players, but it's what the deal is that it's very, very easy to block off mid. There are a lot. As far as cards length goes, you can only have 7 blocks in length or width, but that just so happens to be exactly how wide River Drift is on all of its sides, and 7 may be the limit, but that doesn't mean there aren't still a lot of cards that can go very deep in and very wide, as we see with both a Harmony and a Cuttlefish setting into a Crack-On. Only 6, not quite wide enough itself, but able to combo off of the Harmony should N choose to, though N is looking perhaps to play a little more defensively.
Yeah, I think it's... Man, I don't know how to describe it, but the way N moves the card around the table is definitely a little bit... It's really interesting.
Fair enough, and we have both players playing defensively here. Understandably so.
You can see, just look at how many positions they're trying.
Yeah, it's... I try to do stuff like that mentally myself. I find movement like this while I'm playing disorienting, but I absolutely understand the thought process here. It's just to... You kind of train your eye to recognize whether you have your card placement. Ooh. If you try to train your eyes whether you have your card placement colored or grayed out, and you also try not to get your special block ever overlapped, but unfortunately it just happened to end that one little suction bomb right there where nobody really expected it. Aside from, like, possibly that was mostly just set up as an attack point, if I may guess. But it ended up eating the special block from N. That is so unfortunate.
But it does look like they have set up another special block pretty far forward. A little bit further forward than that one even. So not all is lost here. It does look like they are going to try to go back and paint up their base a little bit, but their cards aren't really that... They aren't letting themselves fill out very well.
No.
Ooh, that's actually a really good play, though.
That is an even better offensive position as well. I would have to say, I don't know how much really the concern is defensive positions. I love this placement here, by the way. Harmony into a... because you want to run a lot of big cards. Harmony and Captain are both very big cards. Captain happens to actually be the only card that is 7 long and 6 wide. But this little setup right here is one that we like quite a bit, because it just is a very efficient use of space. If you don't get your Captain out early, you're still able to play your Captain out later in the game, like this. And just, I gotta say, all around, and I get you. I like how you're thinking.
But we're seeing a little bit of indecision here about what exactly to paint. Because the cards that N has currently are just a little bit awkward in terms of trying to get paint on the floor efficiently.
Yeah, N almost wants the other Clash Blaster in this situation. It could slot into Harmony a little bit better. Ooh, but here we have the Autobomb. Autobomb fitting into Captain as it is wont to do. Although usually it goes around the other direction. That said, Captain has been played around Spawn, so... Spawn and a Harmony. That is. So Autobomb will be played in reverse to what it usually is. And we see an early ink vac.
Oh,
It
wow.
works! It works! That's going to give access to a lot of territory for Pinon.
That is putting Pinon. That is putting N on their toes completely here. Really unexpected. You don't expect that kind of stuff to happen, but that was a really good play here.
Ooh, nice gamble on the Mudmouth. The problem there was that there was going to be very little way to actually build special off of it unless an overlap happened exactly as it did. And boy, howdy did that overlap happen in N's favor. Pinon now is in a very tough position.
N actually has 2 specials at the ready, which is not something you usually see. You don't see 2 specials in one deck very often, but I definitely think it could work.
It's a meta that has fallen out of favor. It used to be much more common than it is now. But we will see the Dynamo Roller coming in special attacked to build 2 more special. And then... Oh, but there's no... They're going to have to pass a card. And it's going to be passing the Heavy Splatling. That said, I would say that N is still in the much better position here.
Yeah, here comes the second special.
I'm not sure if that's how I would place that, though.
I mean, I'm not sure how I would place it in general. There isn't really an efficient placement that I can see here.
That's true.
Maybe the Tenta Missiles will have a better luck? I mean, that's one of the benefits to running 2 specials there.
That is true. Even if you don't play both specials, you just have more choices. Apparently the Ultra Stamp right there is actually the best that N's going to be able to
You
get.
kind of have to... Oh, that's going to be a pass, right? Oh, no, it's a chum.
No, it's a
That's still
chum.
game, right?
I think that is still game in N's favor. Yes, by 7 points. N takes it. I was going to say that Pinon really doesn't have too many options despite the Ultra Stamp not being optimal, because at best they can play a small card, and the biggest small card that they were able to play was that chum. And that just was not enough points. They needed 5 more to even tie.
Yeah, very interesting. And here we're going into counter picks, I believe.
Yes, we will be seeing which stage they go with. We had round 1, all predetermined stages, but we will be going with the counter picks system for the later rounds to give a little bit more freedom of choice to the players.
And correct me if I'm wrong, this tournament is double elimination, right?
It usually is. I would be surprised if this was the outlier. I have not heard anything of the sort. So we have Double Gemini, it seems.
Oh, very interesting counter pick. You got to be cooking something if you counter pick Double Gemini.
Oh yeah, Double Gemini is quoted as being a stage that you need to have your own deck for. That is not strictly true. However, it is true that you want to have a specialized deck for Double Gemini.
I mean, past a certain point, you want a deck for every map, right?
Yes. There our very best player as far as tournament standings go, Showers, who has who's currently on a bit of a hiatus, but throughout their career has completely dominated the tournament scene. They actually do use generalist decks except for Double Gemini, but the meta is still to run a deck for every stage. Even if you have some favored cards, which we do seem to see here from N, as we have a lot of overlap with some earlier decks, but understandably so, as these cards do very suitably fit onto Double Gemini. Especially
that was a very nice read. Oh, but they managed to break through the diagonal.
Oh no! I was going to say that it's gonna take a weird shape of card to really command space, but you know what? That's a weird shape of card, isn't it?
What card even is that? That looks really weird.
I can't remember. It's one of the Octarians, I believe, which I do not run those, except for like a scant few. Oh, nice read there. Cutting off a bit of the Marie with the Dynamo Roller.
And the question is, how are you going to wall this here? Because past a certain point, there isn't much space left here. All you really have to do is just paint efficiently in this area before Pinon can get a lot of space.
Honestly, I would... Actually, this little Judd isn't bad. Because playing a smaller card kind of up close to where you expect your opponent to play, it's actually what it is more of an offensive move than a defensive move. You're trying to plan on overlapping. Oh, and the Forge placement would have ended up being better because while the Lil Judd will overlap one block, that's really only just one block that it ended up overlapping, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate, but hey, one block is one block.
It is definitely more than nothing.
It's a bit of a struggle here to kind of decide what card to place here, since at this point in time, N is kind of running out of space.
Yeah, there's still room for the Forge. Oh, and good thing for it, because that's the co-op coming in. And that... Wow. I do not know what to make of the position of those gray blocks. It is a very strong wall in an area that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's fair. Do gray blocks block specials?
Yes, gray blocks block everything. If you notice
really
when you go to special something, they're the only thing that doesn't darken on the map.
That's really interesting, yeah.
Because they are the only thing that is completely well, okay, so a special block that has been placed is impassable, but it's still possible for a special block to get overlaid if it is... Now, you have a good spot for that ink brush, don't you see it? Sorry.
Where would the spot for that? I don't
wait, doesn't it
there.
Does it not go there? What? 1, 2, 3.
I don't know what you're seeing here.
How does it not fit there? That's 1, 2, 3. What is going on with my vision?
Oh no, the ink brush would fit there actually. That's a good point. I see what you mean. Down there in the middle, a bit by the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm actually wondering, like, where on earth I can play this, but where on earth can I play this?
Yeah. And doesn't quite see it like I do. Nope. Rotate it a little bit more. You didn't quite rotate it all the directions when you went to mid. There. Nope,
just so close. No, so close.
And you do this. You jiggle it around. Just jiggle it around a little bit more right there. Oh no! And what are you doing?
And I just have to play this. I think they're trying to find a...
Oh no! Oh, they should have just played the Octo Stamp. That would have even eaten a special from Pinon. They're going to try the ink brush again. Still just so close. No, stop. Down one. Just down one.
This is top tier tabletop gameplay right here.
This is top tier frustration.
Yeah.
Place that there just so you'll see that you can still place your ink brush.
Oh, do they? No.
This has to be frustrating as... This has to be as frustrating for N to be trying to do as it is for us to watch.
Yeah, and
okay, so the Octo Stamps...
And now the brush is gone.
Pinon places the ink brush nouveau there.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, that would have created so many gray blocks.
That would have been really funny. Just an entire ink brush worth of gray blocks there.
Yes. Oh dear.
It's always really funny when two people place the same block in the same place.
My crowning joy of having done that is a big man.
Oh wow.
Flash. Ooh. So we will see the point swing there for N, but a little bit too late as Pinon is able to special just about whatever they want.
It's
a tally.
Oh.
That is got to be Pinon's game. I don't see how N has this. Yeah, 101 to 81. Very unfortunate. That ink brush cost N the game. Just not moving it down just that one little bit.
That is unfortunate. Sometimes you just got to be able to see that.
I am so sorry, and we've had that happen to us where you can place a card because the game allows you to place a card, but you just don't see where it is. It hurts. It's like not getting card draw in Magic, or getting mana screwed.
No, I think the closest thing to it in Magic the Gathering is something like when you have a combo that you can play but you don't see it. It's less frustrating because the cards don't tell you, hey, you can play this thing here.
Yeah, because combos in Magic the Gathering, you have to be on a different level. You have to, have them all in your head and constructed out of well, I suppose if you play online, they are made out of very technical computer rules, but you have to have a very good reading comprehension if you want to play Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, it's a very strange game like that. And, we're headed onto Main Street here, I believe.
Yes, we are. And I see there was some deliberation from N. There's two really good starting cards in the Heavy Splatling and the Dynamo Roller here, but the Forge and Suction Bomb do leave a lot to be desired. And stamp. Hopefully on turn 3, we will see a much more fortunate draw here for N.
Are they gonna opt to try and wall off a little bit early here because they have some super small cards in their hand? So past a certain point, you kind of just have to use the Dynamo Roller, cut your losses, and then paint efficiently.
I kind of more agree with the defensive Dynamo Roller here, and that's what they will be going with. And we see a defensive Explosher from Pinon. That's
here's the Mudmouth.
Yeah,
trying to get a flank here a little bit.
I would go with this flank. I think that's fair. But don't build in base. Okay, I think that was just end checking things. There you go. Oh, no! Oh, okay. I had a heart attack for a second there. I thought they were going to completely overlap.
There's always that risk when you see the same card played at the same time.
Yeah, well, especially with the precedent set from the previous game.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So that is very unfortunate because that's going to mean that the most offensive block there, the one furthest forward, can't actually be used to special attack from.
Oh, yeah, that is fair. I didn't even notice that.
All right, I like the Forge. Because that new offensive position was needed.
And here comes the Harmony trying to get it in a spot where you can actually use it to paint a little bit and paint around it.
Honestly, I'm thinking I would save the Harmony, and I think N is thinking that too.
Yeah, saving the Harmony for something like a special attack could be worth it.
Yeah, because there's no real good position for it at this point. You can place it, but then that would lock you out of placing a lot of other cards later on.
Yeah.
I think playing these small cards, trying to build up special, trying to get something big that will but just not going to happen. The draws are just so against N here. At this point, I would say the harmony is fair.
Yeah, this is just unfortunate
Want to
RNG
catch
a little
up
bit.
points at this point.
I mean, this just happens in card games a lot. You gotta have you build your deck to be as consistent as possible, but it's still gonna have consistency around it.
At least that's going to give a special point to N.
Yeah, that's kind of what you need right now. Yeah, that's.
I can't believe that was a defensive harmony.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think N was expecting that harmony to actually be blocking something, but there it is.
And it does look like that Pinon is I'm going for paint after I spawn a little bit here. Or base spawn? I don't even know what to call it. I feel weird using the multiplayer terms like flank, base, and stuff like that, but I mean...
So, base would be like just your general turf. Spawn is the block itself, like that single block. That is spawn. Base is just like the area around spawn.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like Splatoon before they added the the little coffee machines.
Yeah.
For spawns.
So it looks like both players are kind of just painting their base at this point.
Understandably so. Ooh. This captain, could this captain go in around that area that's gray blocked? No, it's just question. One too tall, isn't it? Or not one too tall, it's one too or no, it fits there, doesn't it? I don't think N sees it though. Ooh, and Pinon still has the point lead, but this auto bomb does get to be placed without having to special anything.
Yeah, and that's gonna be one special point there, but that doesn't really matter because you just have to use the 312 here.
I'm curious what Pinon's going to do. Oh no! Unfortunately, that's Pinon's win just because of... Oh, that's a very unfortunate disconnect. That's Pinon's win because the disconnect at the very end there.
Clutch internet.
Pinon had
I guess I could choke internet.
Well, clutch internet for Pinon. Well, actually, no, that's maybe not necessarily the case. Was it specifically Pinon that disconnected? Because if it was specifically Pinon that disconnected, but if it's N that disconnected, no, the game does in fact go to... Yeah, who... Oh, goodness. So who was it that disconnected? Do we know?
I mean, in a two-player game, you can't really tell. I don't think anyone knows. Past a certain point, wouldn't you be able to, if you're losing the game, wouldn't you be able to...
Pinon was host.
Pinon was host?
Oh, wait. Okay, so, let me, before I go spouting nonsense, let me go and double check the rules. Wow.
Or did the game keep going and we're just the ones who disconnected?
No, the game ended.
Okay. I've never seen a Tableturf before.
So if Pinon was the host, and that was Pinon's disconnect, that will be game going to N. If that was specifically Pinon's disconnect. If a player
Pinon who disconnected?
If so. If a player disconnects after turn 6, they receive a loss and the opponent wins that match. If the host disconnects, it just goes to whoever had the most points at the time. But
Oh, so it's whoever had the most points at the time.
no. It's not. If the host is like, say, the streamer, if somebody disconnects who isn't one of the players in the game, basically.
Oh.
So if it's not the fault of a specific player, it goes to whoever has the most points. But
Okay,
yes, in this case, it was Pinon who was the host, and it was Pinon's disconnect. So therefore, the point will go to N, and that means the set goes to N, doesn't it?
That. Yeah, I guess that's it. That's a very strange end. This is a very intense set. Very strange end to the set. I've never seen a DC in Tableturf before.
I've seen DCs in Tableturf. I've never seen DCs in Tableturf that were quite so contentious as to who really would have won the game had there not been a disconnect. Because honestly, that game was so close right before the disconnect.
Yeah,
Like,
that's really
yes,
interesting.
yes, Pinon had the most points at the end, but it was only by 2. So I do believe if that's set, we're going to ads.
Yeah, we're gonna go on to break. Don't go anywhere because we're gonna be right back with the next set.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
Hello and welcome back to Duel On. I'm Asek, joined here by Calliope. I think that's how you pronounce it.
You got it right this time.
Let's go. Okay, and we're going into our first best of 5 set of this tournament. Winners round 4. Starting up on Main Street, very classic map, very balanced. What do you think about this set?
Just AJ versus N.
Yeah, I guess.
They're both pretty competent players, but I mean, we are here in losers with them.
No, this is winners, right?
This is winners.
Yeah, we're
This is winners.
round 4. It is winners.
I was. Oh gosh. Oh, can you tell
we just got a discussion
confusing?
about whether or not N won that set.
Can you tell it was confusing, audience?
It was very confusing.
No, we are in winners round 4. These are both.
Yeah, we saw
very
both
good
of these
players.
players win.
So, in fact, I'm not surprised that they are here. I was going to say that I'm surprised they're here, but, you know, they're still quite equally matched. Not with that starting hand, though. That is a very quick redraw from AJ.
Ooh, this one is that much better.
It is a little bit better because you at least have the Splatling. But that's a captain opening for men. The Dynamo is it's probably the second most common opening card compared to captain.
Oh, that'd be a really interesting heavy placement there. They're trying to read where N is going to go, which I think is very fair.
Oh, I do like flipping the heavy around, actually.
Yeah, that's kind of hedging your bets a little bit there, while still having that kind of far forward thing. I do think flipping it like that will be very good.
Oh, and it's going to work out! Look at that! It's going to eat up.
Very good. And it is now perfectly walled. No way to get past that except with a special. That's very, very good here.
Honestly, if I was AJ, I would be looking to put that suction bomb in there or something.
Yeah, just trying to force your way through that and trying to take a little bit more space. It might be a bit of a gamble on whether or not N is going to try to wall that off.
I would wait
because there isn't.
You can do that later.
There isn't much in the game that can wall that off. That can actually break through that efficiently. Like, for that, you kind of have to use a charger or Splatana.
Oh! See, you still can place the Octo Stamp later.
That's very interesting here. Ooh, it doesn't quite work out there. That seal doesn't quite get you through that, but I mean, the suction bomb might come out here. Yeah. At the very least, it's going to get you a very good offensive special point.
This is going to be an offensive special point, but it's going to get blocked. It's too obvious of a play now. Had it been done last turn, you know, we saw what was actually played. It was there.
It is.
Yeah, and now this L3 nozzle nose. Fortunately, because it was an offensive placement for the special block, it will get the build up from the nozzle nose being placed like that.
Yeah, that's a very good thing to do.
We have our players just building up special for N, building up space for AJ.
Yeah, past a certain point, those big cards are going to be really awkward to paint around.
Both players still have plenty of space. Definitely much more in AJ's favor. Though, the problem is here, there's not really any good way to take anything out of mid for either player. There's just really not that many good... Oh, there's an Octo Stamp position for N, and that's going to be about as good as it's going to get there. It will build 2 special at least.
Yeah, and that's a very interesting placement of those 2 special blocks there. They're touching each other, and they look like they should be active, but both of them are missing just one spot.
Oh, okay, I see. They're setting up for they have the power clam that they're waiting on.
Oh, yeah.
They need to get it. This nozzle nose won't interrupt it, so that is a safe placement. No, you're safe to place the nozzle nose. That won't break anything. There you go. Just you're good. No, why are you hesitating? EJ, come on. What's going on here? There you go. What are you thinking? Oh, but N still has the special lead. And unfortunately for AJ, just drawing all their big cards, not at all when they want them.
Oh, yeah, this is a really big hand, and you really don't want that kind of hand this late into the game.
Don't pass the captain, though. Pass the Shelly and the Donnie. What are you going to do with the Shelly and the Donnie? You have the inkjet.
Oh, that is fair. That is also fair. Either way, I don't think either of those are going to come out, as there's only 2 turns left.
Yeah. I would special with the Lil instead. Just do an offensive attack.
Oh, that's a really good play there.
Yeah, and then that sets up the inkjet quite nicely. it doesn't really matter too much which way you go with it there.
The little judge drawing on the Tableturf card is so weird. It's such like, it's kind of a different style from everything else. I think it looks nice, but it's very sketch and like sketch in terms of the style.
Well, it's because Lil Judd is a jagged little fluff ball.
Yeah, but even the eyes are just like two little dots.
Yeah.
On that card.
I think it's because Lil Judd is just sketchy in and of his own nature.
Yeah. Oh, but what's that gonna be?
I don't know. Oh, it's N's game, 92-79. The Ultra Stamp was able to take up more turf than the Inkjet, unfortunately. So now we will be going to a counter pick stage. Let's see here what it'll be. It looks to be River Drift. A very fair counter pick. The thing about River Drift is if that you are doing due diligence and reading your opponent and trying to analyze how they play, once you have already gotten in a game with them and you have an idea of how they might approach River Drift, you want to go on River Drift, because this is the stage for mind games.
That's really interesting. Is it just because mid is so like
because mid is so contentious and constricted? I like that captain, both a nice little mix of offense and defense there, because N will have to play very defensively for it to not be broken through. Something like a Dynamo Roller here would actually not do the trick, unless it's placed one back. Oh, but we have the captains crisscrossing each other.
That's a rotationally symmetrical placement.
Yes.
That might even be centered around the spawns. That's actually really satisfying.
Yeah, that and they each ate each other's block on the special points. So there's no big loss from that interaction, even though that was a clash. You're right. That was very aesthetically satisfying.
Yeah, that is.
There we go. There's the power clam into the Stelio.
Yeah, that just seems like a really good combo, actually. I don't think I've actually thought of that before.
Oh yeah, no, that's a classic. Because you just play the Stelio up against the wall, and then you play the power clam.
Mm-hmm.
It works no matter which wall you place the Stelio up against. It's just nice.
But we are headed into kind of a neutral game here. Both of these players are just trying to paint their bases a little bit. And it is actually neck and neck here, 53-51. So whether or not this painting is efficient will actually make a pretty big difference. Oh, and it's all tied up now.
Yeah, we see a special point lead from AJ, though that is not necessarily... We still have plenty of turns for that to change and turn around. AJ is just deliberating on really where to place this Scope D leader.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's kind of... Either way, it's going to be a little bit awkward to paint around.
All right. Perfect.
And there comes that Tri-Slosher.
And we see N probably setting up for a suction bomb. That or a fizzy bomb. Either one would work just as well. Oh, though we have the small fry first, likely into the Octo Stamp.
Yeah, Suction Bomb and Fizzy Bomb are really similar cards. Which one do you think is better? I
am in the Fizzy Bomb camp because of the reasoning that two blocks are surrounding the special block in the Fizzy Bomb. Whereas for the Suction Bomb, it only has the one block that surrounds the special block. There is the argument to be made that you actually kind of want that because you want to be able to be a little bit more offensive with the special block on the suction bomb. But I just personally, in my games, have been in more situations where I just rather had the fizzy bomb than the suction.
Yeah, that's really fair.
There's just no real answer to it, honestly.
Ooh, this is really interesting, actually. This game is still neck and neck, except, oh, wow, AJ has a lot of special points at their disposal. Yeah. So they can really just play this Dynamo for free and then get their 12-3 out.
Yeah, not quite for free. They're not going to build 2 special off of it, but they're still building 1 special. They still can do plenty of special attacks after this.
Ooh, I would save the Inkjet. I would play the Octo Step right now and save the Inkjet for a bit later.
You're good. That AJ is not placing the Inkjet. AJ is just looking where to place the Octo Stamp for the sake of the Inkjet.
Oh, that's really interesting, actually.
Yes, because special block placement here is very important. If that special block had been rotated to be on the left side, that would have completely changed how AJ is able to special attack in.
It's 96-97, and I think both of these players have their 12-3. This is going to be a really close game here. The pressure is on to place this.
I think AJ has to be the better offensive position. It's really going to come down to what special N has. If N has something that can reach around from that offensive position, like say maybe the Ink Vac, I think N could still take it. But with this positioning here for the Inkjet, I don't know. It's really looking in AJ's favor so far. And it's just a tenement.
Oh wow, I don't know who won that. I think it's gotta be AJ. Starting with the lead and getting an almost perfect Inkjet out.
102 to 93.
Oh. And that's gonna tie it up to 1-1.
Yes.
And that really gets me thinking, is there like, I wonder, there's gotta be like a tier list of cards, right?
Not yet. Not yet.
I am really, but I mean,
that's all I'm saying on the matter.
Even though no one has made it, like, there's gotta be at least specials, like, which specials are the best in the game?
Oh, actually, we have finished that one. I don't know if we've made it public yet, though. We're working on a tier list. It's a community effort.
That's really interesting. What are your personal opinions? Like, what do you think is the best worst special?
Oh, you don't want to ask me on my opinions about specials because honestly, I do not have too many interesting ones.
That's fair.
The ones that are considered to be the best by the majority of the player base are the ones that I find the best. The things like Triple Ink Strike and Ultra Stamp. Although usually you don't see Ultra Stamp on turn 1.
That is a very strange opening. They must have gotten really unlucky with their hand to be that to play an Ultra Stamp on turn 1.
It does, on River Drift, it does reach in pretty far, but I would have to say maybe they do have a big card in hand. It's just they only had that one big card and the Ultra Stamp, which might be the case looking at that Mudmouth.
Yeah, that could be fair. But that must be a not fantastic opening hand. They probably got unlucky there. Oh, that's a satisfying captain placement. I feel like there's a card that fits perfectly in that gap they just left, but I don't think they have it in their deck. That's got to be one of those Salmon Run cards, right?
I don't think there is one that's exactly shaped like that. The closest I can think of is Autobomb. Ooh, although we have N going more for mid.
This is going to be really nice to have. Or entrance placement here could work. There's also that little gap up top, which could
Honestly,
work.
I would play the Tri-Slosher there. I would rotate the Tri-Slosher to build special off of the...
that is fair.
And then have those 2 special blocks there, very likely to possibly be overlapped by N playing something in mid. Oh, I was expecting a clash. I was half expecting a clash. Instead, we have 2 small fries diagonally touching.
Yeah, but it's fair. This is a really tricky spot, and this is like, oh, this isn't game 3. It's best of 5. It is game 3, but it's not match point yet.
Yes, it's game 3. It's not match point. That will set up the tri-slosher, and but that is, look at that. N doesn't have the point lead here, but look at how much more space N has to use. Oh, but that's some good special build up there. That's a good suction bomb. Yeah, it's going to really come down to AJ finding cards small enough to still place in relevant positions. Because N can just do about anything in their spawn and base. Like, that's just, yeah, look, a captain. They had room for a captain still.
Yeah, playing a captain on, what would that be? Would that be turn 5?
That was turn 8. This is turn 9.
Oh.
I think.
No, there's 12 turns. There's 12 turns, 6 remaining.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
12. Oh, I'm sorry. You're
this
right.
is turn 6.
I was thinking of cards in deck, not the actual turn length. You're right. So that would be this.
That would be turn 5. This is turn 6. And now this right here is turn 7.
Sorry, I'm a little ahead.
Okay, very fast turn there.
Yes, understandably so. Oh, and the Octo Stamp has a perfect position for it now. Ooh, but so did that suction bomb.
Oh, wow, look at how many special points AJ has here.
Yeah,
squeezing out one more for tri-slosher. What are you gonna do with all of those?
I wonder what's happening here for N. What's cooking, because oh, that heavy splatling is a little late, honestly.
Wow, enough for a cold-blooded bandit and a steel eel.
Yeah. Oh, and I like that. I like that positioning.
Oh, no, a dynamo roller too. They're gonna get another special point from this.
Yes. I don't even know what their final card is. They could have something even better. Ooh, but look at that forge. Yeah, giving a special point to AJ, because honestly, at this point, so what? Like, the captain was already played. It's just going to be a dynamo roller. 10 of missiles. Ooh, that's good placement for the 10 of missiles, but I do think the dynamo roller is still enough to keep it for AJ. Yes, it is. By 5 points there.
Very interesting.
Will be 2 for AJ going on to game 4. N has to win this one to go to game 5, or else the set will be going to AJ. Oh, and we got a communication error. Fortunately, that was after the game. Oh, I think N thought that was best of 3.
I'm not sure it's up here.
Did N think that was best of 3? We need to get N back.
I'm also, man, going back on the topic of like tier lists and how good cards are, I wonder, what's your opinion on the worst card in the game?
Burst Bomb.
It's got to be Burst Bomb? Yeah. I mean, at that point, you might as well just pass with a big card.
Sorry, you know what? I'll kind of change that. No. Okay. Burst Bomb is de facto the worst card. I would say the worst card to spend your bits on, however, is Tentatek. I do think Tentatek is a good card. It's definitely much better than Burst Bomb. It definitely has its utility. I still kind of prefer Sprinkler, but I see the situations in which you would want a Tentatek over a Sprinkler. That said, it is a rare card. You have to spend a lot of bits on the Tentatek brand just to get it. It's one of those cards I say, just wait till you pull it yourself. Do not buy a Tentatek.
Yeah, I managed to pull that card pretty early on, actually.
Oh, well, there you go.
And then, I mean, there's also got to be a best card in the game, and that's probably got to be... That's Octostamp, I'd guess?
No. Personally, I would
Oh.
say it's Trice Stringer.
Oh, Tri-Stringer?
Yes.
That's actually really weird, because I haven't seen a Tri-Stringer from anyone tonight.
You know what? Hey, I'm not saying it's necessarily a popular one, but it's
It's what card that you think? Is that a bit of a hot take, the Tri-Stringer
it's
being the
not
best
a
card of the
it's
game?
not a hot take. Okay, so yes, to do a little behind the scenes, we're working on a tier list where it's a community effort. We're doing votes, democratic process, all that stuff. The Tri-Stringer has been talked about very positively in all of these discussions, but it has not come up for vote just yet.
That's really interesting. But we are headed into game 4, match point. And has to win this if they want to. If they want to go to game 5, they have to win this one.
Ooh, a captain on turn 1 will be good for trying to make that win happen.
I mean, captain's got to be up there on the tier list as well, right? Like that's got to be a contender for best card in the game.
Captain is the best opener. The problem with Captain is that you can't play it on later turns in the game as easily as you can something like the Tri-Stringer. If you open with Captain, it is supremely strong. If you play Captain turn 2, it is supremely strong. If you play Captain turn 5, it's like, oh, okay. If you play, well, you can't play Captain later than that, honestly, because you've run out of space by that point.
Yeah, and then it's way too expensive to special with as well.
It's usually, yeah, you're usually better off specialing something that's 15 blocks at that point, which you only have to spend 5 special points for a 15 block card.
And then I assume 16 is 6 special points?
6. Yes, you have to spend 6 special points. Ooh, look at that little Judd getting its special point off the Dynamo Roller. Very, very good. Completely blocking the Dynamo Roller from a further offense and eating some of it up. And
huge opening here, actually. There's kind of a... I mean, there's space in the middle of the map, but I mean, it's kind of just like...
No.
Up against each other with two drones.
No. Oh, no, that's not how you do that. That wasn't how you do that. That needed to be a vertical suction bomb into the small fry. That would have been a lot of very, very good offensive attack power and special build up for AJ there. But
okay.
Well, the players can't listen to me because if they did, they'd get disqualified. Ooh, I like that harmony placement, building up special off of the captain while setting up the special build up for... Though it's going to depend on how many diagonal cards N has, but there's good setup for or even a splash wall.
What does the splash wall card look like? I don't think I've actually seen it before.
It's a T.
Oh.
It's 5 blocks arranged in the shape of a T. It's like that one Tetris piece.
Yeah, I can see that definitely.
Oh, but instead we have the small fry coming in. Understandable. Ooh, AJ still gets to place their Dynamo Roller just about anywhere, honestly. I don't even know what the optimal spot for that Dynamo Roller is. I could not tell you.
I mean, I'm thinking, yeah, move it up to there. That fits really nicely with everything else.
Oh, yeah, you know what?
Like a Tri-Slasher. Oh, yeah, Tri-Slasher there would also get another special point.
Tri-Slasher there gets 2 special points.
Yeah. It gets its own special point as well, yeah.
Yeah, so... I definitely agree with moving it up there right at the end.
Ooh, but do you place the power clam there and sacrifice that special point? Or do you go for another spot, which I think is potentially better?
It does build 1 special.
That is fair.
It builds its own. And I would say that's fair. Just by matter of I can see why AJ wanted to just get points in that moment. Okay, try Slosher now. Build a bunch of special.
Go.
Okay, and probably I'm thinking we're gonna see the Cold-Blooded Bandit Shiver, unless something better comes along. I don't know if AJ has any 15 block cards.
And there's only a handful of those in the game, right?
Yes, there are very few 15 block cards. So much so that a lot of players don't even bother running them. They just go with the less efficient 14 and 13 block cards, just because you're more likely to get better shapes out of those, even if you don't have the most efficient special to block ratio.
Yeah, that is fair.
All right, it's not going to be an optimal shiver, but it is still a very nice shiver all the same.
And yeah, getting that special point that far up is going to be pretty nice for that inkjet. It is a little bit awkward since that special point is so close to the center.
The inkjet almost, yeah, no, it can't really take up the 10 of missiles very well. Ooh, that's not a bad spot for it, but I think there's better still.
Yeah, something down there almost works better.
Oh wait,
that flipped around
that
or something.
actually... Man, yeah, you know what? I bet AJ is kind of thinking to themselves, you know what? I kind of wish I had my own inkjet in this moment, because then that would just be a perfect 312. That said, N can do another 312, but not one nearly as good. Ooh, that's going to even clash with the
that one.
Yeah, I don't know that one either. Oh, N takes it. N takes it by 5 points.
Oh. And that's game 5.
Yeah. We will be seeing now AJ's counter pick.
Wait a second, I just realized we've been playing only on River Drift for all of these counter picks.
It's a favored stage.
Is it actually? Dang. The way you described it, it made it seem like it wasn't that good, but is it just like the best stage in the game?
No. It sucks. It's a favored stage.
Huh.
I do not. Here's the thing. It's not a bad stage as far as doing it for counter picks. It took 3 games for AJ to win on it. But now we have lakefront property. Very interesting.
This is also a mind game map. This seems like the most mind game map in the game, just based off of the shape of it.
Nope, opposite. This is the least mind gamey map.
Oh, it is? Dang.
Because okay, it could be a very mind gamey map if players all played on it optimally. Which oh no, that's not the way you place crack on there. But nobody knows this stage yet. Nobody's got it figured out. I don't even have it fully figured out. I just feel like I have a bit more of a bearing on it than most people. It is, how do you figure this out? What's the analog in the main game for figuring this stage out? There's no real strategy that you can carry over here, because there's just nothing like this in the main game.
Yeah, it's definitely really interesting. And that's not quite as. That's not a symmetrical heavy placement, is it? No, it's not.
No,
Close, though.
The one heavy would need to be over one just to, which wouldn't be possible for it, unfortunately.
And man, I know when this map came up earlier in the tournament, we were talking about like gimmick stages and stuff, and how we don't really have many of them. But
it's definitely a gimmick.
Yeah, in terms of the main game, have you seen the beta salt spray rig for Splatoon 1?
Yeah, played on it even.
Like the original beta one?
Oh, the beta one.
Beta
Oh no!
Salt spray rig look like. Yeah,
what?
Beta salt spray rig. It makes normal salt spray rig look like it was designed by someone sane. It wasn't even symmetrical.
It wasn't even symmetrical.
No, it was very unsymmetrical. Like, the geometry, like, a lot of the time it would have similar geometry on either side of the map, but it was different shapes, and it didn't even have the same area. Like, there were two parts on the same map that were shaped differently and had different areas, and it didn't feel like anything was quite straight. And the entire map was basically hallways. Like, it was literally, it's so bad. I wish I could.
I mean, I wouldn't call Salt Spray Rig good.
It made the one we got look like a polished map.
That is
because
wild.
Oh my god! I encourage everyone to go look up Salt Spray Rig beta. Just because it's so cursed. But either way, into this game, we're seeing both these players set up fairly strong walling here.
Yes,
Though it does look like AJ does have the advantage of just a little bit more space.
Here's the thing about Lakefront. If both players attack the same way, there's going to be a clash that happens, and you're going to get you're just going to get the most offensive card going through. If players both play on the opposite ends of each other, it's really just going to come down to which one is poking in the furthest. So Lakefront, both of your options for going in, whether you read your opponent and get them exactly and cut them off, or whether you just try to avoid them, or whether it just happens whichever way accidentally, the point with Lakefront is that both ways the game develops very similarly. And so you have situations like this game right here where the players are fairly evenly matched. They've both gotten a very good idea of how the other one plays from a game like this, which is why I say it should have been a starter stage rather than playing it at the very end. But ooh, that's an unfortunate pass for AJ, because now, though things were quite so evenly matched, the unfortunate card draws there means that AJ is down now, 6 points. Ooh, very unfortunate. Going to overlay a little bit of the Clash Blaster, though, to catch back up, or at least try and catch back up.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting here. And I mean, this is definitely a very weird situation because both these players have a similar amount of space, but there's just no time to paint it.
Yes. I would say now that just the matter of I would build 2 special off of that.
Yeah, this is
Oh, but you know what? That works out because that's going to cut off just a little bit of the Ultra Stand.
And all you need is 3 special here to pop that inkjet. Having a 4th special point wouldn't really be helpful here. Ooh, that's almost a perfect placement. No overlap for the blue, at least.
True.
You're missing out on 4 points there. So if this game is won by like 3 points, then we know.
Yeah, and you know what? I wasn't considering it, but N doesn't have enough special for another 3-tail. I thought the double 3-tail was coming out, but no. And so, oh goodness, yes, I do think that means that is AJ's game. No, it's not!
Oh, by 1
It's
point!
by 1 point!
The suction bomb
Just
special
1 point.
clutch.
Oh my goodness. The perfect suction bomb was enough.
Wow, that was almost a draw.
Yo! That's exciting. I like that. That was hype. I so thought AJ had that. Oh
Yeah, that was really interesting. That was an amazing set. Both these players are very evenly matched, and you can tell they both know what they're doing.
like I said at the beginning, these two, we got some pretty exciting games out of them.
Yes,
But
indeed.
I believe then with the games done, we will be going on to break. I'm curious, will we be going on to the next casters, or do we have...
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, because if we're transitioning, we might as well say goodbye to everyone, but I'm not sure if we're saying goodbye just yet.
Yeah. But man, that I still think it's really funny that River Drift was played 3 times in a row. And it was counterpicked by N 3 times in a row, pretty much.
Well, it was
Actually, AJ countered it once, and then N counterpicked it twice.
Yes. Because N had not ever actually won on River Drift. I mean, that's really the only situation in which you do see 3 stages played back to back to back. Because after the first time AJ won on it, AJ couldn't have possibly counterpicked to it. But N just happened to want to get it until they got that win. And you know what? It worked out in N's favor because they did eventually get that win, and they were able to get the final point with lakefront property.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Their teeth, but they certainly did it.
Mm-hmm. And I do think we're still actually waiting on an answer to see if we swap. So we're kind of stuck there a little bit.
No, we. Never mind. I thought there was some decisiveness, but there is not actually.
Yeah, this is a bit of a weird situation.
I think we're going into these finals as us, though.
Yeah, not sure. Okay, I think we're going into the next set.
Okay. If that's the case, then we will see y'all after a quick break.
Yep.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
Hey, welcome back to Duel On. I'm Isaac, joined here by Calliope, and we're seeing DblCookies versus AJ, who we just saw lose barely in the last bracket, and we're in losers round 6 at this point. What do you think of this set? I know you're much more familiar with these plays than I am.
DblCookies, I would say, is possibly the best player. I know that Showers definitely has the much more impressive tournament record. But I hate to say it, but I don't think that necessarily tournament record reflects who's actually the very best player. I think it just means who has the most, consistent results, the most days. Ooh, I like that Squid Force. Ooh, I like that Squid Force even better. Go with the Squid Force. That's nice. I know they're going to attack from there. You don't need to defend there. They're probably going to break through that power clan. Yeah, see, look at that. You will overlay some of the play, Donnie, though. Wow. I have never seen a special block of an orange special block get just completely surrounded by blue blocks before, the final turns. That is certainly interesting looking.
Wow, this game is very strange. Really weird start to the game right now.
Will we see a defensive Shelly and Donnie?
I would go for the... I might be a little bit crazy, but I would go for the aggro Shelly and Donnie. I think putting it up against that top wall is just really good.
So far, what I think AJ's game plan here is reading DblCookies and just placing the cards wherever Double is going to go with a card that just happens to be smaller. That seems to be the way things are going. Ooh, and that was unfortunately the wrong read. It needed to go down below. Now, I think this game has just become a matter of both players attacking each other's bases now. Oh, but no. Interesting E-leader placement. It's going to partially overlay the heavy splatling, but not too much.
And here comes the ballpoint. We'll have to see if they're just going for... I know what I'd go for here. This is really interesting.
Yeah, there's not a really good spot for the ballpoint. I would say that's the best. Oh, but no! Whew! Okay, the Kohawk was placed forward just enough that it didn't eat the special block. I almost panicked there. I thought that was going to happen. Place the chud into the captain. The chum, rather. Place the chum into the captain.
I mean, you could do that, but there isn't too much of a rush there.
Well, it's not a matter of rush. It's that you get 2 special points instead of just 1.
That's fair.
Ooh, and we see the curling bomb. So actually, the I see what they were waiting on the curling bomb to go there.
Or you can even put the small fry in that little gap if you really want. And that... No, that wouldn't get you another special. Oh no, it would.
It would give you 1. It wouldn't give you 2.
Look at that, a tri-slasher.
That said, this rapid blaster into a small fry is much better because that builds 1 special point now.
Ooh.
Put
a wrench in the works.
Well, yeah, it is, because you can still put the small fry there, but it's only going to get you 1 instead of 2. It's probably, much better to place the small fry like somewhere up here. Ooh, even specialing it right there actually is pretty nice. And I think that is what AJ's going to go with.
Man, I think it would have been cool if you could push the right stick to activate the special on.
That would be
handy. Go and click the button.
That would be handy, actually. And I mean, it makes sense because that's how you do it in.
Yeah.
Now I want that. Damn you. I don't have that.
I would also be really satisfying to just click the special button to use your special.
Yeah. Dang you.
Don't worry, it's okay. They're gonna add it in a future update, totally for sure.
No, they're not.
Not copium.
Well, now they can't because you said it. Now they
I have rights on the idea.
Yeah, they had it lined up, and now it's like, oh well, great. Now ASEC's gonna come in and be like, oh, Nintendo stole my idea, and this nobody's gonna get a bunch of clout off of our Tableturf game. You can't have that.
But we are seeing the final turn here. Lots of special points from both sides here. And it is fairly close. So there's just a 4-point difference here.
Yeah, it's really coming down to special placement. I would have tried to be a little bit more aggressive with the Reef Slider, but I'm looking at it. I don't see a better spot, really. I think this is actually the best it can be played. So it's gonna come down. Is this Ultra Stamp?
Ooh, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
Oh, it's gonna be victory for AJ.
Not enough. AJ keeps it. 92 to 86.
And so that is game 1 of the best of 5.
3 to perfect.
One game
was good enough.
1 game down, potentially 4 to go.
Right? if it goes as close as the last set does, or did, if it does go as close as the last set did, bleh.
Yeah.
I English a lot, you know. I would say that out of all of the English, I would do that one the most. You
Also,
think I'd be good at it?
Are there any bans on counterpicks?
Bans on counterpicks? Just box seats. That's it. Box seats is the only stage that is banned. And
That's
even
this is kind
then,
of just the box seats but bigger, right?
oh
Wow.
oh, look at that interaction. That is a bunch of diagonal gray blocks right in mid.
That is really funny.
Yeah, you do not see that too often. And although, how else are you going to see it but 2 captains opening on square squared? It is in fact the most common opener. It's just you know, usually the rotation isn't just perfectly symmetrical between players.
Yeah. Man, it'd be really... Imagine seeing a game that's just perfectly rotationally symmetrical between both of the players. The odds of that would be astronomical.
It would have to be choreographed.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that power clam. Denying just 1 block from that special block there. Haha. Very cheeky.
I mean, if you had a burst bomb in there, that's the play.
I don't think DblCookies is way too good of a player to be running burst bomb in a situation like this. That DblCookies would only be doing, or you know what? Maybe that's why DblCookies is in losers. Maybe DblCookies just was like, you know what? Maybe I want to flex on my opponents this time. I'm gonna run burst bomb. Ooh, nice tri-slosher there. It's going to build special, act a little bit defensively, not too much, but oh, and there goes the small fry in there, as you were expecting it might. Ooh, and that will oh, never mind, because there goes the splat bomb to interrupt what I was about to say. I was going to say you could build 2 special points off of the suction bomb by placing it right in the middle there. But it is too late.
This is a very interesting shiver placement here.
Yeah, I think that will be what's setting up the suction bomb instead. And then the Octo
Stamp. Octo Stamp and suction bomb. Special points for days over there.
Oh yeah. I would have gone with the... Oh, okay, I see why. Yeah, I mean, technically the Splat Charger was able to reach that far, but it didn't actually hurt anything. Oh, there we go. Power Clam into Steel Eel. Yeah, love to see it.
The combo of all time, getting 2 more special points. And past a certain point, wow, how many special points do you even need?
About all you can get.
That is fair. That's a lot of special points.
Yeah. So we will have a bit of an overlap. Not quite enough to make any sort of point swing, but what will make a point swing is all of these special points now going to bring out a dynamo roller. And it doesn't even need to build up its own special point. There will still be enough left over for the inkjet. Honestly, I would flip around. I would go with this.
Yeah, that gives you a nice inkjet placement.
Yes, it does.
And then yeah, I'm assuming inkjet's gonna come out here with the special. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it blocks. Oh no, it needed to go over one. Oh, whoops.
Oopsies.
Oh well. What about down here? What about no? It's that inkjet up top is still really good.
Yeah, not quite perfect. Missing out on 4 points there.
Yes, it's still nice. Ooh, it's okay.
Oh, but it's a stamp.
The ultra stamp
is perfect. It's a tie.
It wasn't a perfect stamp. It was not a perfect stamp. Oh, but it was a good enough stamp.
That's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. So we will be going to game 3 with the players tied.
Are we going to game 5 again? That's the real question.
We'll see. We'll see. We have River Drift. And that's
classic.
good. That's a good starting River Drift hand. You've got your captain to open with. You've got your Steel Eel to block off with. You've got your Power Clam to build combo off of the Steel Eel.
Oh yeah, you know your hand is good when the smallest card is a 10.
Yeah. Well, your opening hand is good when the smallest card is a 10. If your smallest card is a 10 and it's like, turn 7 or something, you might be having a bad time.
You're having a bad day there, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That hero shot will only cut off a little bit of the shiver. Not going to combo with the Power Clam and Steel Eel, just going to try and get in with them. Ooh, though, going with the Steel Eel right there allows a diagonal connection. I would go with that. And then you could possibly place the Power Clam after the fact. Ooh, but no, we're going to the Power Clam now, and it's going to get overlaid by the Slosher. And now, oh my goodness, if DblCookies has a good diagonal connection like an ink brush,
wow,
DblCookies can get in.
Oh yeah, I see that. DblCookies could do it if they do have an ink brush or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see why they played the Power Clam. They were setting up the Steel Eel to get the combo. So it's only a little unfortunate that it did get overlaid. It would be really unfortunate if that ink brush comes out.
Ooh, that's through there.
Breaking through.
Oh, there's the little Judd. I was about to say, if they get a little Judd, that'd be a perfect combo.
Not quite, because there's one block. I mean, if they have a Splatoon wipe. Oh wait, what am I thinking? They don't need to place it all the way down. They can leave a little sprinkler-shaped hole there. So I'm thinking DblCookies doesn't have that ink brush. Nope.
Yeah, that is a little bit unfortunate there.
And it will be too late with this nozzle nose.
Yep. So it looks like I was just opting to paint their base a little bit, but they're already behind.
They are. This is not looking like Doubles' game. It looks like AJ's attacks were able to actually break through. Interesting with the auto bomb. I'm not sure if they're setting something up there. AJ has so many special points. They're looking to just place a small fry somewhere where they can. Oh well, no, maybe they might be building special. They have so many special points they can afford to just. There's the captain. Oh no. Oh, it had to be passed. Very, very unfortunate for Double.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate. I do see a way to get 2 special points with the Doctor Stand, but past a certain point, it's like, you got enough. You just gotta put something forward so you can
exactly.
get a special out. And here comes Shelly and Donnie.
Shelly and Donnie, I would go with the Dynamo Roller.
That is fair. But I think getting this special point out is going to be really good.
No, this still works. This still works. I would go with the Dynamo Roller personally. Anything that builds one special here is going to work. Okay, so it's probably going to be this here, the Shelly and Donnie. Oh, but we have a Callie coming in from DblCookies. That is going to get a lot of value. And now, on the final turn. Oh, that was DblCookies' game. Will it work? Will it work out? Because this Inkjet doesn't have a very good spot for itself. Honestly, if it were me, I would just place a card in that territory because you know that's what DblCookies is doing.
Ooh. That's really interesting.
It was only a super chump. I don't think that's it. No. Ooh. AJ takes it.
Very satisfying scoreline there. 80 to 100. Exactly.
Very metric. And we will have the Thunder Point counter pick. And a very decent opening hand. Small fry, not necessarily what you want to be seeing turn 1, but not necessarily something to cry about either.
Yeah. As long as you have like enough stuff in your hand, getting like one small card isn't that bad for you.
Yeah, it's definitely not the end of the world. Going to go with an offensive Dynamo Roller. Ooh, but it's going to get overlapped.
But that still does get you space far forwards.
It does. But it also gives double space far forwards. Or well, not necessarily far forwards, but look at the access that Double has now to try and break through this heavy Splatling. There's a number of cards that can do it. Oh, Aika hiding Storm Big Man. That only got 2 blocks overlaid even. That was actually an overall very good interaction for Double. Because now it's making AJ have to consider playing defensively here. The Shelly and Donnie can go up 1 more if you rotate it around the other way, but
the way you're talking here makes it seem like they can hear us.
I just talk to people like that.
That's something you can really do in the main multiplayer mode, but Tableturf, you got the time to just like pretend like they can hear you.
Yeah. I like this nozzle nose here. The defensive Shelly and Donnie did pay off. Double did not go for an offensive move. Oh, but look at that little Judd building up special for AJ because Double says, you know what, you can have a special point. I get 2 of them.
Oh wow, that captain can go in their spawn.
Yep. Yes, it does. I was just about to say, where does that captain go? Oh no.
Oh,
that is gross. No. Oh. Okay.
Whoa. How did those not overlap?
They did overlap. The green one or the yellow one, it didn't eat. It didn't create a gray block because it hit the special block.
What What happens if the special blocks overlap? Is that just a gray block?
Yes, it is. That is the only situation in which a special block will create a gray block.
That's fair. Very interesting as well. Okay. That captain in the spawn was a really big... That was a really big mix-up for this match. It seemed like it was going south for AJ, but that might bring it back.
Yeah, like, I don't think AJ thought that was going to happen. That did not at all in any way seem like a planned move.
Yeah, that was very strange.
I wouldn't have placed the suction bomb there. I would have set it up for Octo Stamp, but... Oh, okay, we have the Tri-Slosher. Oh, no, we got this Tri-Slosher going in there. That's fair. That's a good spot for it, too.
Yeah.
And the Nouveau on DblCookies' side will keep the point lead in Double's favor, though AJ is going to have the special lead, especially with this move here, building even 2 more. That said, there's still some space up around top that Double could make use of. And a Slosher will do just that, building 2 special points, so keeping up with AJ while having more points.
Heading into the end game here, this is very close, 4-point lead, 4-point difference in the 2 players' scores. And AJ does have a lot of special points here. If they can manage to squeeze a special point out of this leader, that would be very good for them here. And it looks like this will do.
I would say you would do this because you only need the 1 special point at this point. It's only 1 turn left. You're probably just going to use your Inkjet. It would be nice to have.
Is a bit awkward here.
Yes, it would be nice to have the option for the Power Clam because of the awkward Inkjet shapes, but it's fine to just have Inkjet. Oh yeah, see, you know what? That's
okay.
That's not bad. Especially when you already have the point lead.
Very interesting placement for this Inkjet.
Yeah, I do think that's as good.
It's gotta be this.
Yeah, it's gotta be this.
Missing out on 4 points.
It's gonna take a perfect Ultra Stamp, and I don't think that was it. I think it's gonna take
a perfect Ultra Stamp to tie it up.
Yeah,
and that's not gonna be. That's game 3 for AJ.
And that will be set for AJ.
Very interesting. And that isn't going to be game 5, but I do believe that is actually going to be us switching out now.
Yes, that is the end of losers. We will then be switching over to the remainder of winners, and we will be switching over to, I believe, Sir Nerdbird and Pat J?
Maybe. I don't know.
But, fair enough.
Yeah, where can these people find you?
They can find me right here on Twitch at Calliope Thorn. Where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Asect on YouTube, and Asect with 4 T's on Twitter and Twitch.
Very, very cool.
And thank you guys so much for sticking around, but it's time for us to tune out.
Yep. Y'all have a nice day, and say hello to the new commentators.
Yep. See ya.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
Hello and welcome back. I hope you are all ready for this grand finals and for some Tableturf action. Hi, I am Pat here with Sir Nerdbird. Sir Nerdbird, how are you?
I'm doing very good this evening. How are you doing?
I am doing great, but before this grand final starts, we have an announcement to make.
Absolutely.
And are we on? Yes, sorry. So next Duel On will be a golden Duel On. All of our Duel On winners will be invited to compete for the ultimate Duel On title. That means that this grand final is the last opportunity to qualify, and guess what? N is already invited and won Duel On 6. But AJ has still to take a seat in the Duel On Golden Arena. So if AJ gets the bracket reset and wins this one, AJ will be there next Sunday for Golden Duel On with a special Sendu badge. And these are the stakes tonight.
Absolutely, really high stakes. I think we're in for a really interesting grand finals here. Duel On 9. Final Duel On before Golden Duel On. Like you said, one space up for grabs. Are we going to see the bracket reset? We don't know. I guess we'll see.
But we're going to start on a map that we've seen a bunch already between these two, I believe. River Drift. AJ and N, they met each other in winners finals, and N got it just by 3-2, just by a hair. But now going back to River Drift for another duel there. But these two players, they know each other, they know what the other's going to do, and what a starting hand for AJ.
Absolutely, that's more or less the perfect draw. So many options turn to option there. As you can see, AJ absolutely spoiled for choice here.
Yeah, when you have the captain in your hand and you're like, okay, I'm not opening the captain with captain, I'm opening with one of these two other cards. Like, you know what, you have a very, very good hand.
Absolutely. It looks like N got quite a good draw as well with that Harmony. able to reach right around the corner and into the mid here. I think we're likely to see maybe quite a big clash here between the Shiver and whatever N has picked, or is going to pick. They're taking quite some time over this.
Yeah, AJ leaving things open, opting to go for the aggressive move. And thinking it a lot, and that autobomb is going to close things, and not like remarking that AJ is aggressive and deciding to defend it. That's very nice autobomb, pretty good that it closed it, and now N can only attack, but N doesn't look like N has any big cards. He's just going to build special and prepare an attack. That's a good Tri-Slasher.
Looks like neither of the two of them are going to be breaking through anytime soon past the lines that have already been set up. So I think we're going to be seeing lots of combo setting going on here. AJ with quite the lead already, reaching really quite far up the middle. It'll be interesting to see how N uses the reduced space that they have, how efficiently they're going to be able to do that.
Right now, both players trying to build. AJ a bit more efficient at building special, and now the captain is coming. Keeping the captain so many rounds just because you can, that's comfort for AJ. AJ is in a very good spot right now. And captain vs captain.
Seeing the double captain almost in the same position relative to each other.
Yeah.
At this point, we might be seeing some slightly oddly placed cards from both players, but that's likely because they know the combos on this map very well, and they're confident that they're not going to be disrupted at all by the other player, so they're just able to put the cards down, set up the combos, and then whenever the other cards come along, we're going to be seeing large numbers of special points got on a single turn.
Yeah, as you say, there is only awkward spots for that Elite 4K scope. That still builds special, that still gives AJ the opportunity to make more points, advance the lead. That suction bomb is going to threaten an invasion though.
And going to make it even more hard for N to play their own specials towards AJ later in the match.
Yeah.
N taking a lot of time over their actions. If we could see their perspective, I wonder if they're not having the best draws right now.
Could be. Right now, that little Judd is going to build special, is going to... Yeah, that's easy points right there.
Using which corner to put it in for maximum impact, I guess. And setting up the Mudmouth combo there, right in there. Right up at the back, AJ here, finishing by putting that Octo Stamp in that hole there. Lots of special at this point. N with quite a sizable lead in special points going into the final 3 turns. We're going to be seeing AJ getting another special here.
Yeah, probably the last turn to build special with that amount, you know that it's just going to be big cards and 3 12s from now on. And he's going to use the heaviest Blacklings, and that's going to make the small fry even better.
Wow, accidentally giving AJ a lot of special points there. I wonder if N might come to regret that actually.
Yeah, that means the Dynamo doesn't need to build any special in that last turn. But that still gives N a slight lead in points, but with that amount of special, does it really matter?
Well, N only with 3 special points at the moment. They're going to have to choose whether or not to play their 3-12 now or later.
Ooh, and that's a pass from N. Dude, that's not the pass you want to have. That's going to give you 4 special points. AJ right now, even a bad 3-12 is going to guarantee the lead.
Even with quite a good Ultra Stamp there, I don't think N's going to be able to claw this one back.
And that's going to be game 1 game for AJ. AJ wants to get qualified to that golden tournament and just took the first step to it, but it's a long way there. AJ needs 2 more wins just to get the bracket reset and be on even ground with N. And N right now is going to select a counter pick, and we're going to go to Main Street, I believe.
Absolutely. On that last round, I think N might not have had the best draws at the beginning, opting to go with the Autobomb at the start there to try and wall off the area. Hopefully, they're going to have a bit more luck this time. Maybe we're going to see a bit more of a close match.
Harmony versus Dynamo, big opening so far. That heavy splatling could give the block to AJ, but how much forward do you put it? Because there's always a risk.
Very aggressive placement here. I wonder if we're going to see a Pierce, maybe? N getting through that heavy splatling. No, instead opting to, again, play defensive, put their crack on that side of the stage. Not a whole lot of aggressive placement that AJ can do here. They're probably going to focus on building up special at the back until they get a card that can get into the sort of remaining nooks and crannies that are left in this middle area.
Yeah, AJ managed to get the contested area very up high, and at this point they barely need to build in there. They have half of the map reserved for themselves. And that's a very nice Octostomp. He's going to do 2 specials, also be in a good position to defend against specials.
Absolutely. Before they put that Octo Stamp down, I was already getting worried about what N might be able to do with their special when it comes to the end of the game. But with that one there, it's going to be quite hard for N to get maximum value out of an Ultra Stamp that they might choose to place down.
Mm-hmm. And the captain comes in a bit late. AJ is going to need a lot of special if they want to put that captain down. And that trade special is a good way to start it.
And even so, I don't think there's anywhere on the board right now where they could even play captain to good effect if they specialed it. So, fortunately, I'm not sure we're going to be seeing that this game.
Yep. And slightly ahead in points, but AJ with 4 specials already and still trying to build some more. That L3 is unlikely to make a bit more, but it's a pretty good placement too.
AJ struggling to pick a good card at the moment.
Yeah, that's always the problem when you have both a cap 10 and a free 12 that you want to keep for last turn. Your options get reduced pretty fast, and using that small fry allowed to increase these options pretty significantly for AJ. AJ right now still ahead in specials, still slightly behind in points. That L3 is going to make points, but could it make a big special? Just so close to it.
They're going to really need to get a good draw on this next turn. If they draw that little Judd or the Ely to scope, I think we might be seeing them pass or even use their special early.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, oh, that's really not what AJ wanted to see.
And that might not be a pass, that might be a specialing already from AJ, but that specialing is pretty risky. You're using pretty much every resource you have just to put Shelly and Donny down.
And if they do it in a way where...
Whoa!
Ooh, okay, Nintendo server moment, I guess.
Okay, well, it's all down to who was host now. So...
I don't think I've ever seen a disconnect in Tableturf before.
Oh, it just happened in this tournament earlier. AJ still in the lobby and disconnected, so game 2 is going to go to AJ.
I think they were doing quite well in that game. Maybe getting to the point where they were sort of running out of space, having to use that Shelly and Dolly early.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been interesting to see how that game ended, but...
Yeah, AJ was pretty much back to the wall with either passing or using lots of special for with a lot of risk going with it right before the end. That was not a done one, and I really wanted to see the end of that one. Well, this wasn't a host DC, and is now back in the lobby, and both players are already back at it. We will tell you very soon what the next map will be, and we are going back to River Drift. More River Drift, always River Drift.
Another really good first turn draw from AJ here. Incredible luck with the heavy splatling and the captain again. Seeing a slightly different placement of the heavy splatling this time. I wonder if they're going to try a different tactic.
Meanwhile, Harmony on the side of M. That captain. Of course, he's going to do the follow-up. And captain versus captain, we see a few grey blocks. Both players shutting each other off, and since no special are on board right now, everybody knows that they can just build however they want, unless someone has like something to... Oh, and could have something to go through the tentacles of the captain.
Unless N has changed up their deck since their first round on River Drift, I don't think they have any diagonal cards, so they couldn't have pierced using that. Mm-hmm. I know that Inkbrush is becoming increasingly popular on River Drift decks just because so often you get in these situations where the diagonal is the only option to get through the line that your opponent's trying to set up and make the most out of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure that it's good because A, you need that situation to occur, and B, you need to have a brush at that exact time in your deck. And C, maybe you could have had a good option without all of that and have a better card in your deck.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just sort of when you're in that situation where you have a diagonal, you're thinking, why on earth didn't I pick Brush or Angle Shooter? I guess you sort of remember the times where you needed it most.
Yeah.
And then you don't think about all the times where it was good that you didn't have it.
Yeah, that still will allow the Artiston to build 2 specials later on. I feel like neither player really knows what to do with mid, with all these grey blocks and specials that make it pretty awkward to get into enemy territory. So they know that, okay, I'm just gonna build in my house and see what I can do, and we'll see what we do with mid at the end of the game.
See what they can cook up in the meantime.
Yeah.
AJ with the very slight points lead, but we're seeing N with 2 more special points going into 3 turns left.
Especially that small fry would allow to make 2 specials in the bottom. AJ is gonna elect to make only one special, but have at least a dot closer to where it matters.
AJ also just improving their defenses in that middle area there. It's going to be very hard for N to effectively place a special.
Unless it's now. That Ultrastorm gets a bit eaten, but it was kind of in the nick of time at least. But AJ wanting to build a bit more. I mean, you have enough special, might as well use it to get as deep as possible.
AJ is going to have a very good placement for their ink jets right here. I think it's almost perfect, actually. Yeah, one tile off being perfect.
Yeah, but they need great efficiency because N has pretty much 10 points of lead.
That being said, I'm not sure N has the best spot for getting good value out of any special they play.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think N's running a double 312 deck, so...
Oh, yeah, and that's going to be a Clash Blaster, but Clash Blaster is not going to be enough, I think.
Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing AJ taking this one again.
And AJ gets a bracket reset. Congratulations, AJ, you are 3 games away from getting qualified to Golden Duel On.
I mean, what a way to do it as well. If you're going through that bracket reset, winning the first one 3-0, even with the unfortunate disconnect. I'm excited to see where this second set goes.
Yeah, that has to be quite the mental edge for AJ. And probably very frustrated with the game right now. But here we go, we'll start on Square Squared. Very open map, very aggressive map. Very hard to block your opponent, pretty much always an option there.
Absolutely. Unlike all of the other maps, there's no real choke points on this one at all. There's no sort of walls penning you in to a single mid lane. You just got to go in, play aggressively, and... well, exactly like this with this Shelly and Donny placement.
Yeah,
I'm not sure you can get more aggressive. A single tile away from N's starting block.
That's at risk of being overlapped though, but that's going to overlap and cut off Harmony's tentacle. Please stop cutting off Harmony's tentacle, you monsters. That's so rude.
If AJ manages to wrap the steel eel around the Harmony like this, it's going to be a really huge area of the stage that they cut off from N.
Yeah, meanwhile, N trying to cut off the top left from AJ. AJ is going to answer there with maybe Cold-Blooded Bandit Shiver, or maybe trying to create really a half of a map for them. Ooh, that's going to eat the captain. That's such a good Shiver. And now the
piercing as well with the captain. We're seeing another use of captain as a piercing card here.
AJ is such in a good spot right now. Doesn't really mind about that inrush. There is so much into AJ's momentum right now.
Seemingly wanting to play the defensive little Judd there for a second, but they might be exploring their options for placing it somewhere that gets them more special.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I feel like at this point you have so many small cards, you should use at least one. You have to find a good spot for one of the 3 other cards that you have in your deck, and no good spot for Lil Judd. Feels like you shouldn't play it, but okay, never mind if you get the read.
Manages to get more tiles on the board than N there with the crack on.
Yeah, very good side Very good little job. That Power Clam electing to occupy some contested territory. Not getting the special, bro.
AJ here very dependent on drawing good cards to make sure they are able to play their turns effectively. I think they should be able to use this L3D well here. Maybe not right, actually, I spoke too soon.
In the bottom right it could trade a special point. But here it overlaps the forge. AJ with the reads. How many overlaps did AJ get this game?
2, 3? I mean, it was the Shelly and Donny at the beginning, then the Little Judd and the Crack-On, and then the Forge and the L3. Might have been missing one, actually.
It doesn't stop, and AJ, that's a very good tri-stasher spot. He's going to go well met, probably with suction, unless something better comes in. That auto stop only building one.
AJ right now probably really hoping for that small fry, so they can put it in the top left there, get 3 special points.
Yeah, small fry not coming. I bet the suction bomb is going to go there. Yeah.
Yeah, at a certain point you sort of just got to say, I've got to get some value out of this. I can't use the special points I get if I get them on the last turn.
That's decent special points. With 2 turns left, I think 6 special is usually enough to do a lot of different things. Not sure what cards AJ has left in their deck. Oh, well, except for the small fry. We knew they had the small fry.
AJ with a huge lead now over N in terms of special points and a slight lead in terms of tiles. Going to be able to put that Dynamo down. Not the best placement, but at the same time,
Builds
still
2.
a good area of turf.
It builds 2 special too. And now AJ ahead in points, ahead in special. That iliasDUDE is likely to end this.
Even with the perfect placement of that crab tank, I don't think it's going to be enough. I think we're going to be seeing another game going to AJ quite comfortably there, actually.
When these 2 players met in winners finals, it was 3-2, and right now AJ just won 4 games in a row against N. N, you can do it, and we believe in you, N. Please.
Oh, you'll never guess what stage we're going to be going to now.
Another crazy opening hand for AJ. AJ, it's like the game wants AJ to win right now. Harmony coming back for N though.
I think N has played Harmony as their opening every single River Drift game now.
I think so, yeah.
Someone needs to work out the odds for that. This is frankly insane.
And that Mudmouth to follow up is going to eat
getting the pierce there.
That's such a good Mudmouth for N. Flipping the script, AJ. Not getting so much from the opening this time, and has different plays to do.
AJ considering whether or not they want to try and defend this with the Dynamo here.
Ooh!
2 Dynamos. Oh, AJ misreading that ever so slightly. N now with complete access to AJ's spawn area there.
That means AJ doesn't need to defend because there isn't that much to defend anyways. Might as well attack. Get in with that Steel Eel.
Yeah, no carefully considered combos at this point. We're going to be seeing both players act really aggressive, most likely.
Ooh!
Even as I say that.
Not that aggressive, very good defense. And showing that they are still in this. They just need to get a good game, and they're back in it right now. And looks like they are so dangerous, and that heavy splatling is going to continue that.
Oh, really good placement for the Ely to scope there, getting the special point just by itself there.
Yeah, preparing the Octastorm too.
Of course, we're going to have to see if N decides to continue pushing into this area of the stage, or whether or not they're going to start building up their own special on the top right.
And the Forge is going to get the overlap, but it gives the three specials, two free special points to N, to AJ. AJ now has the opportunity to get in and use your small cards to at least get some special and get ready to attack.
I can see a good placement for the Tri-Slosher down on the bottom right-hand corner of the map. I wonder if AJ's seen that.
I feel like AJ wants to move cards a bit up to prepare a special, because with the points advantage that N is building up right now, AJ knows that they're going to need special and good special position.
Absolutely. And with special points from both players dotted all over the map, it's... yeah, a special attack can come from any angle really at this point.
Preparing a good spot for that small fry. Is it going to need a special point? AJ, with 9 seconds left, is going to special just to get a special point there. Meanwhile, the captain, and so comfortable with their turf.
AJ sort of lacking the space to use any of those large cards in their hand.
Yep. And finally, and building some special. Didn't need to until now. If M manages to really find a way to place a card in that top there, and avoiding having to use their special before the final turn, they should get the game there.
That placement for Shiva there, if they chose to go with it, would give them the necessary points they needed to play their 3-12 on the final turn. We might be seeing this placement of Splatling instead, which also does the job.
And now N, with the points advantage and the special advantage, that Inkjet is just barely going to get it back, and N can just put a special, doesn't need it to be good. And
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's going to be enough, unfortunately.
Ooh, such a good Ultra Stomp. That's it. That's game 2. And finally getting a game off of AJ, ending the AJ fire and tying up this bracket reset. And that means that for the first time in this grand finals, we are going to AJ's counterpick, and that's going to be on Lakefront.
Openings on Lakefront are always really interesting, because generally both players have to decide whether or not they want to split their interest, their attention between both sides of this central square, or whether or not they're going to really double down on going down one side.
Yeah, I mean, it's always kind of the opening question in Tableturf is, do I try to invade as much as I can, or do I try to prevent the invasion as much as I can? And on a lot of maps you can do both at the same time. On this one you have to choose a side, which creates always very different games that can happen depending on what both players elect to do.
I think we might be seeing a clash on this side, possibly up at the top here. I'm not sure that Shiver card's going to be able to block off.
The captain? Oh!
Not quite, actually, just with that square at the very top there. I wonder if AJ's even sort of noticed that.
Yeah, but there aren't that many cards that can be placed in that top left for N. So let's see if N has the card to exploit that flaw. Looks like another Harmony tentacle is getting cut off. Okay.
AJ just sort of preparing a defensive placement for heavy splatling, stopping N from getting in on that bottom bottom left-hand side with the Mudmouth. Not stopping the Mudmouth combo from being set up though, I think. Oh no!
No! Okay. Well, it looks like N disconnected again, and that was a close game.
Ah, N with another connection issue.
I don't know how many turns we were in, so, but I think that's game for AJ, but I'd rather wait for the rules to be read by the TOs.
Especially with that tile there from the captain at the very top left, that still hadn't been acted on by AJ or N, so I guess we'll never see what would have come of that game.
Yes, so there were 8 turns left. I'd rather wait for the TOs to tell us what's happening. But it looks like N is going to come back to the lobby very soon.
While we're waiting for the TO judgment here, what do you think about the chances of N in the game so far? I think we've had a good couple of close games. What do you think N could be able to do to turn it around maybe in this grand final set here?
Honestly, I feel like AJ has had so much luck in their opening so far, with their opening hands always being so good. I think N is never that far behind, despite not having such good hands and so many options on their opening. And I am getting noticed that there will be a rematch for that game, because this was this was before the end of turn 6. There will be a repeat match in favor of N, though that also means that if N disconnects again, it is an automatic forfeit of that game. You are only allowed one rematch per game, per set. And AJ, again, with a captain and with a steel heel ready for the continuation.
Another Harmony opening again from N there, up on the top, reaching towards the left.
Looks like AJ is looking to reserve the bottom of the map for themselves. It's with that amount of space, and we need a lot to pace in, but I know it looks like both players are concerned to block that path for each other.
I think we're likely to see a big clash here up in this top left area. Dynamo, a very big card, lots of cards, much bigger than it. Smaller than it, sorry.
Yeah, very aggressive Dynamo is going to get eaten up a bit by the Clash Blaster if that little jet... Yeah, that little jet is going to close things off, and right now AJ has the bottom of the map reserved for themselves with lots of space in it, and has a very, very weird personal territory plus this contested territory in the middle that's even weirder.
I was just about to comment on that. I can't see any real space where N can build up the usual combos that we'd be expecting at this stage.
Yeah, N is going to need to be creative, and that one special point in favor of N could go a very long way and allow N to maybe get in, to create some threats or build more special.
EJ with a lot of luxury in their card placement right now, lots of space compared to N.
Yeah, that L3 going into contested territory doesn't even need to... Oh, well. And N is going to give up. I guess N didn't know what to do with that territory.
Yeah, it's really quite an early game forfeit there. Usually you only see forfeits in the last couple turns when one player is really far behind, but we're going to be going into Main Street here.
Yeah. Main Street, if AJ gets this one, AJ will be your new Duel On champion, and AJ will be invited to the Golden Duel On next Sunday. And there's a captain opening double captain.
EJ once again with the really good luck on these opening hands here. Going to be reaching into the middle here with Shiva seemingly.
Yeah, Shiva connecting very well. The Harmony, of course Harmony has to come very fast for N2.
And seemingly in a little bit of a better position actually, with the two tentacles from Harmony reaching both sides.
Ooh.
Overlaying the
And
little jump there with the L3, yeah.
That L3 is going to give lots of opportunities to N. N right now can attack both from the left and the right. Is going to force AJ to put their still ill defensively. And the Clash Blaster on the left.
Yeah, any big play that N manages to make over here on this left-hand side is an area that AJ is going to have trouble building combo in later on. So N's probably going to be doing whatever they can to be disruptive and really getting in there, even if a lot of the cards end up getting plastered over by AJ's cards.
Yeah, the 4 just slightly bigger than the L3, but giving still... N doesn't mind being eaten up at that point, as you said. It's just creating chaos and forcing AJ into a very weird position, but AJ managed to build 4 special points. Bad Doctor Stamp might add 1, doesn't even need to right now maybe. AJ has enough specials to probably threaten N's territory, and N will have to go on the defense at some point.
Yeah, AJ at an advantage in both special tiles and in normal tiles, but at the same time, they are really lacking in space right now.
But that's Morphy only builds 1 special point. You could have put it up top to prepare an attack. That's too sad. And here we go, the special Shelly underneath is going to give AJ the opportunity to move into N's territory and try to give N back what they took. That didn't make sense. take back from N1 day 2.
Yeah, now that we're seeing an attack up on N side of the stage here, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of... well, I think it's more or less over with the 2 large cards there, but 2 turns left. I think AJ's probably going to be using that suction bomb to just take a little bit of space, even as they're quite close together, only 4 points between them. Every single special point and space taken could be the decider, really.
Yeah, but this map is so weird. I have no idea where the inkjet is going to go for AJ, to be honest.
I think we might be seeing them, play out on that left-hand side there. Not perfect, not too bad though. Although with the lead that N has, I'm not too confident.
Yeah. That's going to give AJ 10 points ahead of N. If N has a good special and they have a 3-12, that's going to be enough to give N the victory, and we are going to a game 5. If N wins this one, they are your second 2 times Duel On winner. If AJ wins this time, they will be the last qualified player for Golden Duel On.
Honestly, the stakes couldn't be higher. This one game decides the entirety of Duel On 9, and as you said, both players really going to be in the history books for Tableturf, regardless of the outcome of this match.
And we are going to the classic of all classics again. It's going to be on Main Street. Ooh.
Another good-ish opening hand here for AJ.
I mean, good-ish. For AJ, by AJ standards, this is a terrible opening hand. And with the captain, though.
Looks like AJ might be considering the slightly more... Well, I was going to say slightly more defensive iliasDUDE positioning, but this is really aggressive here. If N decides to go down the right-hand side, I think we might be seeing a pierce through the line that AJ's trying to set up.
N decided to defend, though, so these iliasDUDE are going to pay off.
AJ in a much more aggressive position on the map here. Although on that left-hand side there, I'm not sure if N has the cards to exploit that or not. I guess we'll see.
AJ leaving the spot for the Tri-Slosher, I think. Yep. But putting the iliasDUDE first, because you know that Tri-Slosher spot is still pretty secure anyways. Wait, it's in contested territory, you should go there.
Looks like AJ's got 2 turns worth of really good special generating combos here. First with the Tri-Slosher and then with the Octastamp just over a little bit more on the right hand side there.
And look at AJ. Oh. Wait.
Are we seeing, is that a host DC?
Is that a host DC? Is that just, did we DC? Again, so many.
Did we see anything like this earlier in the tournament?
I believe earlier N already had a few connection issues.
Right.
Oh, is it N or was it AJ? I'm not sure. Oh, it looks like the lobby crashed. The lobby was hosted by AJ. And which means this counts as a disconnect for AJ. And because we were before the end of turn 6, that should be a replay, I believe. Please do not make this end like that.
Yeah, it would be a bit of an anticlimactic game if sort of just as things were getting good, it's all over.
Yeah, we're going to wait for players to remake the lobby, and we will be right back on for that final game. Okay, everybody is back in the lobby. All players are at the ready. We will be going back to the main street. Oh. Everything's fine. Everything's there. Everybody's there.
I wonder what sort of luck we're going to be seeing from the final AJ first turn hand.
Oh, and for the first time, AJ will have a redraw, and what a redraw! AJ, back with the luck.
I wish I had this luck when I was playing Tableturf.
Yeah.
The things I would do.
And Shiver is going to do the opening for AJ. And both the heavy splatling and Shelly and Donny would be such a good continuation for that. Harmony.
You had another Harmony opening from End there, yeah.
Yeah. It's like both our players are able to like choose their deck order in a bit, at least their opening hand. Dynamo versus heavy splatling.
Quite a defensive placement there by N. Not really gonna be much help there. They're sort of just setting themselves up too far back.
Ooh.
And the special points.
Special Grey. We got Grey specials, both players terrified right now. There is so little special near the middle of the map. I feel like putting just a small card right there is going to be so valuable, because you have here both players doing it, the Audubon versus the Small Fry. Hyping the special point right there is invaluable right now with that wall in the middle.
Absolutely. I think we're going to be seeing both players going for combos, maybe? I think N might be trying to place another card over on that right-hand side there, next to the grayed out tiles.
N could special to invade right now too.
Absolutely. Only one block really separating them from that left-hand side. Lots of space there.
Ooh, and that auto stab is going to confirm, as you said, like putting more special points right there to threaten. And as such an option on the middle of the map right now, this is very good for them. If they manage to build things well on their side of the map, they're in very good shape.
Mudmouth placement there from N, setting up the combo later into the game. Very reliable. Both players seemingly quite playing it quite safe at this point. Although I know as I say that, we might be seeing N do something daring.
Yeah, I feel like AJ should go on the right, where they have this one blue block that is past the grey wall. They could get... That's contested territory, they could get points there, and here they go. Finally, putting a special point there is going to be very good for AJ. Meanwhile,
and filling in that Mudmouth there to get the slight points lead at this point. But AJ, I think, in a very good position in terms of being able to use their specials efficiently. Although I say that while N has those two really good special points in the middle.
Ooh.
A pass from N, putting them really far behind in terms of tiles.
Yeah, and passing again, letting the points pile on in favor of AJ, but so many special points right now, and with these two special dots ready to attack.
I mean, N with the big lead in terms of special tiles. We're going to be seeing 2 specials in these final 2 turns, but is it going to be enough?
Well, things are completely even right now. It's all about how efficient you are with your special. Every single tile counts.
Absolutely.
Oh!
But the final turn, TC. What?
No! No!
Oh no!
And disconnected!
Oh, we were robbed of one of the best final turns in competitive Tableturf.
No! And that means AJ is going to get the win. AJ qualifies for Golden Paddling Pool. And I hope we see a rematch next week between AJ and N, because this cannot end like that.
We're all going to be looking out for that game when it comes in Golden Duel On next weekend. I'm going to be honest, even with the DC robbing us of the conclusion there, I think AJ was in a much better position with that inkjet placement there. And
that inkjet
I think they would have struggled to get the maximum value, yeah. Wow. Don't know what to say.
I mean, all we can say is thank you for watching. And so Nerdbird, where can people find you?
So I am a moderator on the TBS Tableturf Discord, which is the largest Tableturf Discord in the West. We talk about theory crafting, deck building. We give out tips here and there for anyone who wants to come along. Also, I'm on Twitter with the tag @nerd2bird. And that's all of the information about me. Where can we find you, Pat?
Well, you can find me on Twitter @PatOrtom with underscores in between, and that's pretty much it. And this has been us. This has been Duel On number 9. Tune in next week for Duel On 10, Duel On Golden, which will be an invitational, so you cannot register for it if you are not invited. But thank you all for watching.